I was in the middle of my lunch break, mindlessly scrolling through Instagram when I saw it. My girlfriend Brianna's post. One of those perfectly filtered aesthetic shots, her morning coffee steaming in the golden hour light, and beneath it, the caption that made my blood run cold. Single until someone proves they deserve me. Know your worth, queens. I just stared at my phone. For a full minute, I didn't move, didn't blink. We'd been together for 3 years, living together for 1. And there she was, telling the entire internet she was single. I read it again, thinking maybe I'd misunderstood. Nope, clear as day. So I commented, "Good luck with that." Then I went to my profile, changed my relationship status to happily single, and tagged her. Made sure it was public, made sure everyone could see it. Within 30 seconds, her post vanished, just gone, like it never existed. My phone started going absolutely insane, buzzing so hard it nearly vibrated off the table. But here's the thing you need to understand. This wasn't some knee-jerk reaction to a random post. I'd been noticing things for weeks now. Brianna had been going out for girls' nights way more often than usual. Every time I walked into a room, her phone would flip face down like she was guarding nuclear launch codes. And she'd been making these little comments, these tiny jabs about how I'd gotten too comfortable, how I didn't try anymore. I tried. God, I tried. Date nights, flowers, surprise dinners, all of it. But apparently, posting thirst traps and fishing for validation from strangers was more important than our actual relationship. The buzzing kept going. 12 missed calls. I silenced my phone, finished my sandwich, and went back to work like nothing happened. When I got home that evening, Brianna was waiting for me. She was sitting on the couch with her arms crossed, looking at me like I'd personally insulted her entire bloodline. The second I walked through the door, she exploded. What the hell was that about? I set my keys down slowly. Which part? You telling the internet you're single, or me agreeing with you? It was just a quote, Dylan. Every girl posts stuff like that. You're being so dramatic. Every girl in a relationship posts that they're single? It didn't mean anything. I shrugged. Cool. Then neither did my response. She stood up, grabbed her purse with this theatrical flourish like she was in a soap opera. I'm going to stay at Kendall's tonight. Maybe you'll realize how stupid you're being. Take your time, I said. The door slammed so hard the pictures on the wall shook. I ordered a pizza, cracked open a beer, and watched the game. Honestly, best night I'd had in weeks. So Brianna's been camping out at her friend Kendall's place, and the drama has gone from 0 to absolutely nuclear. First, she sent Kendall to do her dirty work. Kendall, who I've maybe met 4 times in my life, sent me this massive, multi-paragraph text about how I'd violated Brianna's trust, publicly humiliated her, and how real men don't act petty on social media. I replied, "Real girlfriends don't pretend to be single online." She blocked me immediately. Then came the big guns. Brianna's mom, Helen. This woman called me 7 times before I finally caved and picked up. The conversation was something else. "Dylan, sweetheart, what's going on? Brianna is devastated." She posted that she was single. I just confirmed it. You know how girls are on social media. It's all for fun. Is cheating for fun too? There was this long pause. What? She would never. I didn't say she did, but posting you're single when you're not is basically advertising, isn't it? Helen went quiet. Then, with this trembling voice, she said, "You need to apologize. She's very upset. She knows where I live." But here's where it gets really interesting. My buddy Garrett works at the same marketing firm as Brianna. He texted me the next day. "Yo, thought you should know. Brianna's been having lunch with that new account manager, Jerome, every day this week. They look friendly. Jerome. The same guy Brianna told me gave her weird vibes when he started 2 months ago. The guy she said made her uncomfortable. Right. I did some digging. We still followed each other on Instagram, though I noticed she'd quietly removed all our couple photos. Found Jerome's profile. Scrolled back through his activity. He'd liked every single post of hers going back 3 months, including the ones where she was posting gym selfies at 6 in the morning with captions like, "Early bird gets the gains." I screenshotted everything. Not for revenge or anything, just for evidence. Just to have a record of reality. Last night, Brianna texted me. "Are you ready to talk like adults?" I replied, "Sure. Should I invite Jerome too, or is this just between us?" She read it. No response. The entitlement, you guys, has reached levels I didn't even know were possible. Brianna showed up at our apartment. Well, technically my apartment since I'd been renting it before we even met, with a whole entourage. Kendall, her sister Meredith, and her mom Helen. They came to collect her things, but really they came to stage a full-blown intervention. Helen started in immediately. "Dylan, this has gone too far. Brianna made a tiny mistake." Posting she's single while living with her boyfriend is a tiny mistake? Meredith jumped in. "You're focusing on the wrong thing. She loves you." Funny way of showing it. Then Brianna, who'd been quiet this whole time, just started crying. But it wasn't sad crying, it was angry crying. That frustrated, shaking kind of crying that happens when someone's furious but trying to look like the victim. "You ruined everything," she said, her voice cracking. "Jerome won't even talk to me now because of you. He thinks I'm drama." I actually laughed, couldn't help it. "So, you admit there was something with Jerome?" "No, we were just friends. But he was interested, and now he thinks I'm toxic because of your comment." She wiped her eyes, smearing mascara. "I could have had something better, and you sabotaged it." "Something better? While we were still together?" "I wasn't going to do anything. I just liked the attention. Is that so wrong?" "Yes. Next question." Helen tried the guilt trip angle. "We were planning Thanksgiving. I bought a bigger turkey. I'm sure Jerome likes turkey." That's when Meredith revealed the real reason they were all there. Brianna needs to stay here until she finds a new place. She can't keep sleeping on Kendall's couch. That's unfortunate. "So you're just going to throw her out? After 3 years?" "I'm not throwing anyone out. She left, remember? To think about how stupid I was being." Brianna stood up, fire in her eyes. "Fine, but I'm taking everything I bought for this place." "Go ahead." She went through the apartment like an actual tornado. Took the coffee maker. Fair enough, she did buy that. Took the shower curtain. Weird, but okay. Took all the batteries out of every single remote in the house. Petty as hell. Then she tried to take my PlayStation, claiming she'd contributed to it. "You bought one game, FIFA 22, which you can take." "I bought groceries that you ate. That money could have gone toward the PlayStation." Even her mom looked embarrassed at that one. They left with all her stuff shoved into garbage bags because she'd forgotten to bring boxes. As they were leaving, Brianna turned around one last time. "You're going to regret this. No one else will put up with your boring ass." I'll take my chances. The Jerome situation imploded in the most spectacular way possible. After Brianna's little intervention crew left, I figured that was it. We'd both move on. Life would continue. Nope, not even close. Garrett sent me a text Monday morning. "Dude, you need to see this." With a link to Brianna's Instagram story. She'd posted a whole series of those vague motivational quotes. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. Upgrading in all areas of life. and my personal favorite, When He Can't Handle Your Glow Up. But the last slide was a photo of her and Jerome at some upscale cocktail bar. The caption read, "New beginnings with better energy." Here's the thing, I didn't care. Good for her, right? Except she'd also tagged the location, and it happened to be the bar where my cousin Toffer works as a bartender. Toffer texted me later that night. "Your ex is here with some dude. They're on a date, but she keeps talking about you. It's weird, bro." According to Toffer, their entire conversation was Brianna comparing Jerome to me. Dylan never took me to places like this. I did. She said they were pretentious. Dylan was so threatened by successful men. I make more money than Jerome. Dylan was too insecure to let me have male friends. I never stopped her from having any friends. Jerome apparently looked increasingly uncomfortable as the night went on. Toffer said at one point, Jerome asked about her last relationship, and she went on a 20-minute rant about how I was emotionally abusive for responding to her Instagram post. The kicker? She showed Jerome our old text conversations to prove how controlling I was, including the ones where I was literally just asking her to please contribute to rent since she'd been living there for free for 6 months. Jerome left early, paid for his drinks only. Brianna stayed and tried to flirt with Toffer. He told her he was my cousin. She left immediately. But wait, because it gets so much better. The next day, Jerome messaged me. On LinkedIn. "Hey man, I wanted to apologize. I didn't know you two were still together when she started pursuing me. She told me you'd been broken up for months. I'm not that guy. Thought you should know she's been telling people at work that you were abusive and that's why she was looking for protection from a real man. Just wanted to clear the air. Good luck, bro." I thanked him and screenshotted the message. Then I did something petty. I posted a gym selfie, my first post in like 2 years, with the caption, "Single life hitting different. Thanks for the motivation, Brianna Lee." She blocked me within the hour, but not before her sister Meredith slid into my DMs. That was unnecessary. So was pretending to be single while we were together. She's going through a lot right now. Consequences aren't something you go through, they're something you earn. Brianna tried to move back in. I'm not joking, I wish I was, but this actually happened. Last Friday, I came home from work to find her sitting outside my apartment door with 2 suitcases and a face full of tears. The security camera footage later showed she'd been sitting there for 2 hours. "Dylan, please, I messed up." "Yep. Can we just talk inside?" "We can talk right here." She stood up, trying to look dignified despite the mascara running down her face. I got evicted from Kendall's. Her roommate came back from Europe early, and Jerome told everyone at work about our date. They're all calling me a homewrecker. You literally were one to your own home. I had nowhere else to go. My mom's place is too small. Meredith lives with her boyfriend, and I miss us. You miss free rent. That's when she snapped, full-on shrieking in the hallway. You owe me. I wasted 3 years on you. I decorated this place. I made it a home. You can't just throw me away. You threw yourself away when you posted you were single. My neighbor Carl stuck his head out. Everything okay, Dylan? Yeah, just explaining to my ex why she can't move back in. Carl, absolute legend, goes, "Oh, the one who was cheating with that Jerome guy? My wife saw it all on Instagram." Brianna turned purple. I wasn't cheating. Just advertising for replacements, Carl said, then went back inside. The security desk called. Apparently, Brianna had told them she lived there and lost her key. When they called me to confirm, I explained the situation. They sent someone up to escort her out. As security arrived, she tried one last manipulation. "I'm pregnant." I actually laughed out loud. No, you're not. How do you know? Because we haven't had sex in 2 months. You were always too tired or not in the mood, remember? The security guard tried not to smirk. As she was being escorted out, she screamed down the hallway, "You'll never find anyone like me." That's the point. But here's where it gets really good. An hour later, Helen called. How dare you embarrass Brianna like that? She showed up uninvited and lied about being pregnant. She's desperate. You've ruined her reputation. She ruined it herself. She needs a place to stay. Not my problem. Then Helen hit me with this absolute gem. If you take her back, I'll pay her portion of rent for 3 months. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. So you're trying to pay me to date your daughter? Silence. That's really sad, Helen. She hung up. After the fake pregnancy stunt, I figured Brianna would finally get the message. Wrong again. She created a whole TikTok series called Dating After Emotional Abuse. I'm not making this up. She'd filmed these videos talking about healing from narcissistic relationships and recognizing red flags you missed. The red flags she listed? Gets upset when you express yourself authentically, aka posting you're single. Isolates you from potential friendships, aka Jerome. My sister Remy found them and sent them to me. They had like 200 views each, but Brianna was acting like she was about to be the next big relationship coach. Then came the group text. Brianna added me to a group chat with her mom, her dad Roger, who'd been silent through this entire thing, her sister Kendall, and 3 other friends I barely knew. The message read, "Intervention for Dylan's commitment issues and emotional problems." Her dad Roger started, "Son, I think you need to man up here." I replied, "I did, that's why I'm single." "See, he's still being hostile," someone chimed in. Random friend number 1 jumped in. "Dylan, Brianna told us everything, the gaslighting, the control." I posted a screenshot of her single until someone proves they deserve me post. Then I posted a screenshot of Jerome's LinkedIn message. Then I posted a screenshot of her asking to move back in. Then I left the group. Roger called me privately an hour later. I didn't know about the Instagram post. "Helen told me you just randomly attacked her online." "I'm sorry, son." He sighed heavily. Brianna gets this from her mother. The entitlement. "Why do you think I work so much overtime?" Then he hung up. But the real finale came last week. I was at the grocery store, minding my business in the cereal aisle, when I heard my name. "Dylan?" It was Kendall, alone, looking absolutely exhausted. "Brianna's been staying with me again," she said without any preamble. "She won't leave. She won't get a job. She just makes TikToks all day and complains about you. I can't take it anymore." "Why are you telling me this?" "Because I owe you an apology." She looked down. "She's been doing this for years. Every boyfriend posts thirst traps, entertains other guys, then plays victim when they leave. I enabled it because she's my friend, but I can't anymore." "Okay. She's planning to show up at your job next week with her mom to expose you to your boss. Thought you should know. Thanks for the heads up." She started to leave, then turned back. "That Jerome guy? He wasn't the first while you were together. There were at least 3 others she was texting. She called them her backup plans." I wasn't even surprised. Monday came. I gave my boss and HR a heads up about the situation. Sure enough, Brianna and Helen showed up at reception demanding to speak to my manager about my abusive behavior that could affect my work performance. Security had them removed. HR sent them a cease and desist letter. The TikTok stopped after that. Probably because she got banned for harassment after I reported her for using my photo without permission in one of her red flag videos. Last I heard, through Garrett, who still worked with her, Brianna got fired for missing too much work to make content. Helen and Roger are getting divorced. Apparently, this whole situation was the last straw in a long line of Helen's enabling behavior. Kendall evicted her by literally changing the locks while she was out. Jerome transferred to a different office to avoid the drama. Meredith posted on Facebook about being disappointed in family members who can't take accountability. As for me, I'm doing great. I started seeing this girl Thea from my rock climbing gym. First thing she said when we matched on Hinge, "Just so you know, my relationship status is accurate across all platforms." I knew she was a keeper. Oh, and the best part? Brianna made one last Instagram post last week, a quote about rising from the ashes, with a selfie where she's clearly been crying. The caption read, "Single by choice, healing from trauma, ready for my glow-up era." Someone commented, "Weren't you just trying to get your ex back?" She deleted the post. Sometimes the trash really does take itself out, and sometimes it tries to crawl back in through the window, claim it's pregnant, start a TikTok career, and get your dad to divorce your mom in the process. But hey, at least she's authentically expressing herself now, as a single woman, just like she wanted. Good luck with that.